What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. So, as you might have seen by the title, Tyson, Fury, is allegedly Killing his sparring partners for this camp, for October 9th camp. Now, the reason I'm doing this video right now is because back in July, when Tyson Fury pulled out of his July 24th date, I forgot to run this story, but listen, never say never, no doubt. But like I was saying, listen, end of the day, your man Tyson has come out today, or in the last few days, and said he is Killing in his sparring partners. Back in July 24th, the picture you can see on your screen now is evidence of why he pulled out. He got punched up by two main dons, Efe Jared and Jared Anderson. How do we know this? Well, two twos. After Tyson Fury pulled out, if you remember correctly, Efe Jared had to come out and shill that he was also sick with the C19. Why would Efe Jared have to shill that he's also sick? Well, it was his fault. They had to pull out because he punched Fury up, and that's why you can see all the marks on upside Fury's head. Big mark looking ass, yeah? Marked up looking ass. That's your man's Fury. He done bad. He punched up. No doubt. I've never... it makes me laugh because how many times have we seen videos of Fury slipping and sliding? He weren't doing no slipping and sliding. Too heavy-handed. Efe was getting off all over him. But one thing I do have to say, it don't bode well. It don't bode well whatsoever for the AJ fight because, listen, if Efe, you're doing this to your man's Fury, yeah? Fury ain't gonna want nothing. Listen, I'm hearing that Efe gave Fury flashbacks to the 2011 sparring session when AJ gave Fury the work. That's what I'm hearing anyway. I'm hearing that from people inside Fury's camp that you may as well kiss that fight goodbye against AJ after Efe Jared, which is another reason Efe Jared had to come out and say that, oh, I'm sick too, because Fury said to him, listen, Efe, not only have you cost me this July 24th day for punching my face up for me, also you've cost me $100 million fight with AJ, because now I don't want nothing to do with AJ. You've given me flashbacks. You've re-traumatized me. You've re-PTSD'd me from 2011, from the whooping AJ gave me. And to add insult to injury, AJ mainly whooped me to my body. Yeah? AJ mainly whooped me to my body. You, as you can see, was whooping me to my face. Not good. Yeah? Not even a little bit good. And that's obviously why, like I said, your man, Efe Jared, had to come out and say, oh yeah, I'm sick too. He felt guilty. He felt guilty that he costed Tyson Fury the July 24th date, and he cost him $100 million payday. No doubt. At the start of this video, I told you, and you can see the quotes on your screen, someone close to the Tyson Fury camp said Tyson Fury has been Killing in his sparring partners. What we know is, guess what? Guess who they didn't invite back to the camp? This is too classic. It makes me laugh, yeah? Back in July, when I broke the news that Fury got punched up by two certain dons, all the Fury fans were saying, oh, why be a lying? And you're right, I should have dropped you man the proof. I should have leaked the photo that I'm leaking now. But, you know what I'm saying? Never, what's that saying? Not never say never. Listen, either way, it's out now. I've leaked it now. But my point was, you Fury heads saying, oh, why be a lying? He didn't get punched up by Efe Jared. He didn't get punched up by Jared Anderson. Oops. Where are they then? Where are they then? Why aren't they in the camp now? Yeah? Because I don't know about you, yeah? But if it was me, if I didn't get punched up by a sparring partner, think about it. Tyson Fury and his team deemed that Jared Anderson and Efe Jared were the best sparring partners for the Deontay Wilder fight. Facts. As far as I know, Tyson Fury hasn't changed opponents. So, if Efe Jared and Jared Anderson were the best sparring partners in July, why are they suddenly not the best sparring partners in October? I tell you why. Efe Jared and Jared Anderson are not the best sparring partners for Tyson Fury if he wants to make it to the fight. Do you understand? We already know. We already know when Tyson Fury spars Efe Jared or Jared Anderson, he gets punched up. Can't do that again. And I've told you already. I heard that from someone close to the situation that your man's, what's his name? Sugar Hill. Goofy looking ass. That dude there. He got put in the doghouse. Yeah? Tyson Fury put him in the doghouse. Told him, listen, I'm going back to the UK. You're going to stay here. Because you got me mad. You got me punched up in sparring. I thought we was friends. I thought me and you was party buddies. I thought me and you was good to turn up together. And now you got me punched up. And that's why Fury went back to the UK. And Sugar Smith, had to stay in the US. Because he was in doghouse. All the way in doghouse. 100%. And now, all you Fury fans are big mad. Why? Because once again, the YB was correct. I told you. He got punched up. And now look. The proof is there. No doubt. Because if Fury didn't get punched up, his sparring partners would be coming in. The same ones. Instead, he's brought in some new fruities, no doubt. He's brought in some next bums, probably. I can't even blame Fury, to be fair. Do you know why I can't blame Fury? Because the reason he brought in Efe Jared and Jared Anderson in the first place was because, guess what? What false confirmation bias was Fury living with after the Deontay Wilder fight? Well, after Tyson Fury punched up Deontay Wilder, he had the false confirmation bias that, oh look, even though I've got boobs on my back, even though my midsection is soft, even though I've got no legs, even though I'm a no chin having ass, even though I've got bingo wings on my arms, I can punch up athletes. That's what he thought. I can punch up athletes. Look what I just did to Wilder. That's what he thought. Do you understand? That's what you call confirmation bias. He thought, oh look, I just ran through the biggest punching heavyweight. Rah, rah, rah. You know what Fury's like. Rabbiting on. Even though the second best trainer in the boxing world has already proven Deontay Wilder. In fact, I've got another video coming soon, but check this out. Deontay Wilder, by the way, on a world basis. You know how people say, oh, he's the biggest puncher in ever history. Deontay Wilder in history would be lucky to be in top 100, genuinely. Be lucky to be in that. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe top 50. Top 50, he probably just about make that. As far as punches go. 100%. But anyway, like I said, your man Fury, he had that false confirmation bias that, wow, yeah, I punch up athletes. I punch up African American athletes. That's what he believed. Now, I'm not saying there was a racial element to it. I'm just saying he was under the guise that, yeah, man, I'm that guy now. I'm that guy who rocks in there and punches up African American athletes. You understand? He had that. That's how he was feeling himself. 2-2s. Yeah? Jared Anderson. Efe Jared get brought into the camp. Fury's thinking, yeah, man, let's punch up some more African American athletes. And again, it's not about. This isn't a race thing. I'm saying that. Let's call a spade here. When you think of athletes, what do you think of? You think of someone of African descent. Innit? Just be real now. No one, if you're honest with yourself, no one thinks of any other race. When you think of a proper athlete, that's what you think of. Why do we think that? Well, look at the stats. The stats are, it's a bit like when you think of a businessman. When you think of a businessman, no one thinks of a black man in a suit. Everyone thinks of some old white man. And this is what it is. It's nothing racist about it. It's what it is. When you think of an athlete, you think of someone 6'5", like AJ, like Efe, like Deontay Wilder to an extent, like Deontay Wilder plus some legs. Yeah, that's what it is. So like I said, your man's Tyson Fury thought, yeah, man, and he liked the idea. Not even liked the idea. He had that was getting him gassed, and rightfully so. When you think of a typical athletic stereotype, when you think of, you know what I mean, you think of, and I can understand how Tyson Fury fell in love with that. He fell in love with the idea that, yeah, I'm the athlete slayer. I can just slay these kind of athletes. That's what he's feeling himself. And rightfully so to an extent. Because he had done that against Deontay Wilder. Where he went wrong was the fact that it was false confirmation. Yeah, he'd beat one athlete. But that didn't give him. He thought he had a pass, you see. He thought he had a ticket. He thought he had a free pass, a free ticket just to run through all the athletes he wanted. 2-2s. He brings in Efe Jared. He brings in Jared Anderson. And next thing you know, he weren't, listen, he weren't doing no punching up. As you can see by his face. He didn't even do a bit of punching. Yeah? He wishes he did some punching. There weren't even a bit, from what I've heard, from people who was there watching the sparring, yeah, I've heard that, from Fury's point of view, they weren't even sure he was boxing. They were shouting at him, Fury, box! Fury, this is boxing. This is the boxing match. They thought he was playing tennis or something, the way he was just standing there. Yeah? They thought he was playing some other sport. Fury, we're in a boxing match, because he weren't throwing no shots. Yeah, Fury, you're supposed to punch. Because he weren't doing no punching. He was getting punched, but he weren't doing no punching. No doubt. Fury was playing some other sport, because what he weren't doing was throwing no punches. No doubt. But anyway, that's the story there. That's what happened. So now, Fury's false confirmation bias. I think that's it. I think that's what it's called, confirmation bias. Fury's confirmation bias has been corrected now. Now he knows not to bring in no more athletes, because that Wilder one was a one-off. Yeah, that Wilder thing wasn't. He thought that was the rule. He thought that was a ticket. Yeah, man, I've got the ticket. I've got the pass. I've got a free pass to punching up athletes. Unfortunately, he found out the hard way. That was not the case, and that's why now he bringing in some dopies, no doubt. Let's think who he bring in. He'd probably bring in. I'm trying to think of someone. I don't know, but think of some bummy dude. That's who your man's Fury will no doubt be bringing in. Yeah, you've seen the evidence, you've seen the pictures. There's no denying it, because what we know is, you can look at if you don't believe me, look at the pictures of Efe Jared. Look at the pictures of Jared Anderson. Their faces weren't touched up. So don't give me that, oh, you're lying, oh, don't give me that. Just show the evidence. What I'm sick of is you man talking and not showing evidence, because what we do know is the YB bring evidence. You see the evidence. You see him punched up. You see him not inviting them back to sparring. Because me, if I was Fury and I got the better work, I'd invite them back and punch them up some more, wouldn't you? Think about it. You're about to go in there with Deontay Wilder. Why not get some more confidence? Which, by the way, that's what this was all about. Fury thought, and Fury's team thought, oh yeah, look what we did to Wilder. Let's invite some more Wilder lookalikes to the camp and let's get off all over them so we can boost our confidence some more, so we can sharpen our skills, so we can sharpen our tools. Let's sharpen our tools on some more athletic looking ass dudes. Let's tee off on them. Well, as we now know, it didn't quite work like that for Fury. He ended up getting his confirmation bias corrected. And now he's back to doing what he's always done. Now he's inviting people like Dave Price and Dave Allen. And don't forget that Tyson Fury spent a lot of his career inviting Dave Allen to the camp. And rightfully so, because he ain't got no business inviting Efe and them, man. Because we already know what happens. AJ, Efe, they punch Fury up. They stay punching Fury up. No doubt, 100%. That's not me being mad. That's just what it is. Fury gets punched up by athletes. No doubt. Yeah? Now, what happened to Wilder? Listen, I told you before, Wilder is athlete minus legs. Legs is a crucial part to being an athlete. You can't be an athlete without no legs. Can't be. It's a paradox. Especially in boxing. You must have legs. Wilder has no legs. He is a no-leg having ass. What he needs to do is ring AJ and say, listen, AJ, you got too much legs. What Deontay Wilder needs to pick the phone up and say, listen, AJ, the YB told me to ring you and say to you that since you ain't losing your legs, since you're going to run around anyway, why don't you take my chicken legs and I'll use your ones? Which I think is a fair comment to make. I agree. I concur. Since AJ going to be running around, he may as well let Deontay Wilder borrow his legs. And maybe then, when Fury hits him, he'll be able to have some stability and ride the shot. Yeah?